Bismillahirrahmanirrahim. Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Welcome in today's topic. Today we shall discuss religious minorities and their problems. We have already discussed in previous lectures about religious minorities. Today we shall briefly discuss the problems of religious minorities. There are so many problems with the religious minorities in any country, especially in India. I have briefly sketched out here some problems which religious minorities are facing. First problem is problem of prejudice and discrimination. Problem of prejudice and discrimination. There is a lot of prejudice among the majority groups against the minorities. They think that they should assimilate, they should acquire, they should adopt the culture of the majority group, that's the Hindus in case of India. And in case of Pakistan, they feel that the minority Hindus should adopt the Muslim culture. And in other countries, in European countries, this also happens there. And then with the prejudice, they feel a discrimination. Then they are being discriminated on various fronts. In the social sector, in the educational sector, in the political sector, in the job quota, like that, in every front, in every aspect. Then after when prejudice is being created among the minds, they feel then they are being thrown to the discrimination process. So there is a first problem is problem of prejudice and discrimination. Although there are so many these provisions and privileges being adopted in Indian Constitution, which we will be discussing in the upcoming lectures and the coming lectures, what provisions have been made by the Indian leaders in the Indian law. And the first here we are studying problems. So first problem is problem of prejudice and discrimination. Second problem of preserving distinct social and cultural life. So second problem with religious minorities is they feel cultural and religious aggression. That is, they think that the majority of the groups, the majority religions are being thrown, they are being enforced, they are being forced upon the minority, these religious minorities, and they are being tried to adopt the religion of the majority group. So their distinct social and cultural life is endangered, it is being put into danger. They feel so. The religious minorities feel so there is problem of preserving distinct social and cultural life. ये उनके लिए मुश्किल काम बन रहा है एक माइनॉरिटी के लिए, वो अपना सोशल एंड कल्चरल लाइफ कैसे बचाएं, कैसे प्रिजर्व कर पाएं. It is very difficult for them. A third problem is problem of providing protection. There is a serious problem for the minorities to protect themselves whenever there is criminal violence, caste conflicts, other problems, and their property and their lives are always in danger. So there is problem of providing protection. Problem of communal tensions and riots. There are so many instances in Indian context where there has been always these communal tensions, religious tensions, riots. For example, it always happens in the UP, in Gujarat, in northern this part of the India. So there is a serious problem of communal tensions and riots, in which the minority groups are always being put into huge losses. And they are being their shelter, their homes, their properties are being these put on ablaze. They are being destroyed, damaged. So problem number 5 is problem of lack of representation in civil service and politics. There is problem of representation in civil service, that is in government service and politics. So there is a problem of they lack good leaders. These religious minorities lack good leaders who will represent them in politics and who will join this civil service. So there is problem of lack of representation in civil service and politics. 6, problem relating to the introduction of common civil code. So it's a serious problem in case of India, as we know that the present dispensation, that is BJP government, is trying to enforce common civil code, that is known as CVV, and which gives the slogan of Ek Pradhan, Ek Nishan. So like that, in that case the religious minorities feel insecure, that they feel that our cultural, that our religious, our language, everything will be put into danger, that is we will lose all our identity. So a problem relating to the introduction of common civil code. 9, they are mostly poor, that religious minorities are mostly poor because they are not they lack education, they lack representation in government service and political circles, so they are mostly poor. They lack proper education. Religious minorities when are being discriminated, so they also lack education. This was the topic relating to the religious minorities. Tomorrow we shall discuss the welfare of the minorities in case of India. Till then, Assalamu alaikum.